Hello again from the Philippines. This time I will tell you that it is not that complicated to buy land in the Philippines. And yes, many things I will tell you in this video will sound complicated at first, but in fact it is not. It's just a lot of bureaucracy involved, like anywhere in the world. And before we start, I have to tell the legal stuff myself. This video is accurate and true to the best of my knowledge. Its content is for information purpose only, or entertainment if you like it that way. And this video therefore does not substitute for personal counsel or professional advice in business, financial, legal or technical matters. First and foremost, there are ownership restrictions for foreigners in the Philippines. You can own a house or condo, but not the land it rests on. However, you can obtain a long-term lease for land. Those 35 plus old can also obtain the SRRV retirement visa and use at least $50,000 or the equivalent to buy a government-approved investment, like a condo. But this condo must be at least $50,000 of value or more. And single expats looking for a house, condo or long-term land lease in the Philippines would be well served with the assistance of a trusted Filipino friend, family member or real estate agent. And for expats with a trusted Filipino advocate, it may be best to stay out of the land purchasing process as much as possible. While most Filipinos are trustworthy, as with any country, there are those that are not. And it's not unheard of for prices to rise at the sight of a foreigner. So if I am married and have kids, if I don't want to buy land in the name of my wife, can I, as a foreigner, buy land in my Filipino child's name? Answer on this: assuming the Filipino child has Philippine citizenship, the child would be able to own land and lease it to the foreign parent. The land can be leased for 25 years with an option to renew for 25 more. That said, if you are married, you can buy land in the name of your wife. But if you are single and not married, but you have a child with your girlfriend and it has Filipino citizenship, you might buy land in the child's name. You then should contact a lawyer for how to do it the best way. But let's get back to actually buying land in the Philippines and the 5 steps that are involved. Step 1. Check to be sure the land owner you are buying from has the original title. Sometimes land and residency agreements in the Philippines reach back for generations. Things are becoming more strict and organized nowadays, but you may still run into situations where the title was never transferred to the seller in order to avoid the associated fees. This often happens in the provinces when the parents die and the many children just live on with the situation and then have own kids that will inherit. This is a complex situation that you certainly want to avoid. That said, if the seller does not possess the original title for the property, you better continue your search elsewhere. Also, make sure to know how many people own the land. Especially when older people die, their land gets inherited by the children over generations. And as Philippine families can be large, you will understand that a spot of land can belong to dozens of people. But let's assume the seller has the title and he's the sole owner. How can you verify that the title of some land in the Philippines is authentic? That one is quite easy, as the title should be stamped with an official government stamp, and the title can be further verified by checking the number at the Register of Deeds. I will put all information here in pictures and also as information in the description of the video. But as said before, a good lawyer or real estate agent should know those things too. Real estate agents in the Philippines best are certified too. Can you check the authenticity of the land and property title by requesting a copy from the Register of Deeds and making a comparison? Yes, requesting a copy of the title from the Register of Deeds and comparing it with the seller's title would be an appropriate way to assure authenticity. My English sometimes isn't that good, but I'm German, so be kind with me. But one thing I always would recommend, especially when you buy land in the rural areas, is getting the land surveyed prior to signing the deed of sale. Make sure the boundaries of the land are clearly marked and that there are no unexpected structures or other sources of dispute. This could save you from a lot of potential headaches and is relatively inexpensive. Such a survey you can calculate approximately 5,000 pesos or about $100. For smaller or larger lots, prices may of course vary. With the first step now done, let's move on to step 2 in buying land in the Philippines. The deed of sale, signed and notarized. After you have found the land you desire and have agreed on a price with the seller, you'll need to read the deed of sale carefully and sign it in front of a notary public. The deed of sale should also state whether the buyer or the seller is responsible for the capital gains tax and documentary stamp tax. Notaries set their own fees, but the normal fee is around 1% of the purchase price. The capital gains tax, it is 6% of the purchase price, and the documentary stamp tax, that's another 1% of the purchase price, needs to be paid to the Bureau of Internal Revenue within the 30 days after the deed has been signed. Now you might ask, is there also a property tax, and what percent of property tax must I pay in the Philippines? Yes, there is also property tax, and this is not just a number as it varies by municipality and province. It is a percentage of the assessed value, which is percentage of the fair market value, so you just have to check this out yourself. What happens if you forget to pay taxes? Is there a penalty for failure to pay the capital gain tax and documentary stamp tax within the 30 days? And how much is this? To say it, yes, there are penalties for late payment, but the amount depends on the variables of your particular situation, and therefore there is not a number I can tell you. Already now finished the first and second step. Let's move on to step 3. Certificate of authorizing registration and tax clearance from the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Once the capital gains tax and documentary stamp tax are paid, you need to process the CAR and TCL at the Bureau of Internal Revenue. These are prerequisites for a title transfer, and there are small fees associated with these steps, but only around 115 Philippine pesos. This CAR and TCL step took a few months to complete and can require multiple visits to the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Therefore, prepare to go many times there, but avoid the fixers that will tell you to speed things up for a fee, as that isn't necessary. And that is a reason why you should hire a legitimate agent so he can do all of this running around for you. Okay, step 3 is done. Let's move on to step 4, paying the transfer fee on property and transfer tax. With the CAR and TCL certificates in your possession, you then need to pay the transfer fee and tax at the Provincial Treasurer's Office. This should be done as soon as possible, as there is a fee applied for each day from the CAR certificate date to the date the transfer tax is paid. And in addition to the CAR and TCL, you will need to bring the following with you to the Treasurer's Office. It may vary by province, so please check this before going there. There is the latest tax clearance from the municipal treasurer. You need the original. The latest tax declaration, their photocopy is okay, and any of the following deed of conveyance. And after this is done, there is only one more step, the Register of Deeds. With your transfer fees and taxes paid, you are almost ready to get your title. The Register of Deeds will have some requirements you need to satisfy as well. You will need an affidavit of publication, affidavit as to the nationality of any owner, if not a citizen of the Philippines, and the owner's copy of the title. And there may be other requirements as well, such as DAR, Department of Agrarian Reform clearance, if the land is agricultural, approved subdivision plans if the land is part of a subdivision, and so on. And that is again me telling you it is good to have a legit real estate agent to support you, as it spares you a lot of headaches and running around in the process. Yes, so finally we are through the list, and that was it. Congratulations, you will now have the title transferred to you and you are the proud owner of land in the Philippines. It has been a long and strenuous journey, so take some time to relax and enjoy your own piece of paradise. I hope my video was a bit of information for you. You will find all the information also in the description of the video, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have comments and questions, please post them under the video, and we see in one of the next videos on my channel. Bye bye.